the main stars. Now time to get the final score with Mark Chapman.
Hello, welcome to Final Score. It hasn't been quite the day we had last Saturday, but there is still plenty to tell you about nonetheless. And Martin Keown and Gary Pallister are here to man-mark me throughout the afternoon. Let's tell you straight away what's going on in the Barclays Premier League this afternoon. Arsenal are in control against Wolves, courtesy of 2 goals from Robin van Persie. He's now got 10 in his last 7. Be a goalless between Birmingham and Stoke. Blackburn and Newcastle also goalless. The games involving those two teams last weekend, of course, reaped 15 goals. Both sides have hit the woodwork. It's Blackpool 1, Aston Villa 1. Blackpool on course to end their run of 5 successive defeats. Elliot Grandin cancelling out Gabby Agbonlahor's early opener for Villa. John McCoon has just been sent off for the visitors. The revival under Kenny Dalglish at Liverpool is being tested by struggling Wigan. Steve Gahuri has levelled the scores after Raul Morelos put Liverpool ahead. In the Manchester derby, Wayne Rooney, with a goal of the season contender, settled it in favour of United. Sunderland against Spurs is the tea-time kickoff. And bottom of the table, West Ham are threatening to spoil Roy Hodgson's first game in charge of West Brom. The Baggies led 3-0 at half-time, but Denver Bar and Carlton Cole have reduced the deficit. Let's start with the lunchtime game. Manchester United against Manchester City, won 2-1 by United, thanks to a belter from Wayne Rooney. Here's Steve Wilson.
Echo shot into the back of the United net halfway through the second half to give City hope of a victory here. But Rooney stepped up with an extraordinary goal to win it. Manchester United 2, Manchester City 1.
So it means Arsenal need to win to stay in touch with United. They're playing Wolves at the Emirates, and even though they're ahead, I wonder if it's a nervous ground, Roger Johnson.
Not so much now, Mark. They lead by 2-0 against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Robin van Persie with both the goals in a game that, to be honest, the home side have dominated. His first, a pivoting 18-yarder. The second, to round off a swift counter-attack, perhaps with a slight suspicion of offside. Aside from that, Wolves haven't tested Wojciech Szczesny, while Arsenal could have had a hatful, but for the visiting keeper Wayne Hennessy. Walcott, van Persie and his own defender Richard Stearman have all brought instinctive saves from Hennessy, while Walcott also missed a virtual open goal. With Barcelona here on Wednesday, Van Persie, Wilshere and Arshavin have now been withdrawn. 2-0 up with just under quarter of an hour to play. Arsenal should be able to hold this lead, shouldn't they?
Thank you very much. Luis Suarez has had his first Liverpool start this afternoon at Anfield against Wigan. Are the Cop being entertained by him? Damien Johnson.
Certainly are. He's just rattled the crossbar with a free kick, but anyone expecting a routine home victory is so far very much mistaken. Liverpool had led. Raul Morelos' first half volley, his 5th goal in 6 games, but Wigan have stuck to the task manfully. Steve Gahuri equalised, ghosting in at the far post in the second half. That's the first Liverpool goal conceded in 460 minutes plus of football. Suarez has been a live wire. He hit the post in the first half. As I say, hit the bar a moment ago. Gary Caldwell lucky to still be on the field. The Wigan captain hauled back Suarez, already on a yellow card. Just got a warning from the referee. It's difficult to know which one is going to come out on top here. 1-1.
Mickey Adams still waiting for his first win in charge of Sheffield United, but Daniel Bogdanovic has given him a chance this afternoon. 13 minutes from time, he scored from the spot against Millwall, and Peter Taylor's Bradford lead Wickham by 1-0 thanks to Kevin Ellison. 21 minutes to play at Valley Parade. To the Hawthorns next, where Roy Hodgson is watching West Brom against West Ham, as is Ivan Gaskell.
Yes, into the last quarter of an hour here, and West Brom leading 3-2. As a well-known Irish comedian used to say, it's a cracker. Haven't we seen this before, though, or at least something very similar? For the second time in successive weeks, a team into the break in a commanding lead. Here, West Brom capping a tumultuous week by taking a 3-0 lead. Dorrans and Thomas with 2 beauties very early on. Then Reid diverted a Dorrans free kick past his own keeper. The words Arsenal and Newcastle to be heard bellowing from both dressing rooms. Sure enough, Demba Ba pulled one back. He could have had a hat-trick today. Then Keown, an impact sub in every way, heading across goal with his very first touch. Cole dived in for 3-2. Keown's hit the bar too. The crossbar, not Demba. Don't know about match of the day, more like Groundhog Day.
Francis Dicko sending off obviously led to Kilmarnock's penalty at Easter Road, so it's now Hibs 2, Kilmarnock 1, and Rangers are closing the gap at the top of the SPL on Celtic. They lead Motherwell by 5-0, a Jelavic hat-trick. Next, we're going to Bloomfield Road in the Premier League, where this is anybody's to win, James Mason.
It certainly is, Mark. Locked at 1-1, but the visitors are down to 10 men as Blackpool come close through Jason Punchin. Yeah, Villa down to 10 men, a straight red card for Jean McCoon after a two-footed challenge on DJ Campbell. But I'll bring you up to date with the game. It was the visitors who had the better of the first half, taking the lead early on through Gabriel Agbonlahor, rounding Richard Kingston before scuffing the ball home for his second league goal of the season. But Blackpool reacted well, equalising minutes later through an Elliot Grandin header from a Charlie Adam in-swinging corner. The Frenchman's first goal for the club. Stuart Downing has hit the post, and Blackpool's Varney, Harewood and a few other players, including DJ Campbell, have all wasted chances. It could go anywhere. It's 1-1.
And we're going to go to St Andrews next. Goalless between Birmingham and Stoke. But anything else of interest to tell us about, Steve Lee?
I don't think so. They won't be selling many DVDs of this one in the club shop, I don't think so. It's been an ugly aerial battle with both sides going for it, but it's been low on quality and high on frustration. Stoke score more goals than any Premier League side from set pieces, and Jermaine Pennant saw his shot fizz just wide. Birmingham have quality in David Bentley and Seb Larsson. They've both gone close, but so far it's been a very disappointing game. Will this linger in the memory for long? I don't think so. It's 0-0.
Chris Iwelumo has given Burnley a 3-1 lead at Watford. If they hold on to that, it'll be 4 wins in 6 for Eddie Howe since he took over there. And Leyton Orient 3-1 up against Bristol Rovers in League One. Harry Kane with that goal. To Ewood Park next, another goalless game in the Premier League. Richard Aston.
Yes, hi Mark. Blackburn on the attack at the moment, but overall, but for a bit of bad luck, the woodwork and Paul Robinson, Newcastle would have a goal to show for all their possession today. Peter Lovenkrands hit the bar when he probably should have scored. Paul Robinson pulled off a great save to deny Colaccini from close range, and the visitors, particularly down their left flank, have attacked with great pace. Kevin Nolan has bossed midfield as well. Having said that, Rocky Santa Cruz should have scored for Rovers early on, but his header hit the post. No goals at Ewood.
Torquay now 2-0 up on Barnet. They've had 2 red cards at Barnet, down to 9 men. Barnet 0, Torquay 2. The Premier League today, Martin. Let's start with the Manchester United-Manchester City game. City dominated for long spells of the match at Old Trafford. Would you now rule them out of the title race?
I would. And I don't think they ever believed they were in it. I think they were looking at a Champions League place. To go for the Championship, you require belief, determination and drive, and I think they lacked that.
Do you think they lacked it during the game as well at times? Because they were on top for long.
Their formation was quite reserved. Tevez up front on his own, of course. Then they made changes when they went behind. But Wayne Rooney, I mean, he's the guy we'll all be talking about tonight. I mean, his finish was superb. He wasn't really in the game too much, to be fair. He was being frustrated. But come off the hour, come off the man. It was a superb finish. You see it this evening. It's fantastic technique. As soon as he hits it, it's in the back of the net.
Heck of a bicycle kick from 15 yards to give United the 3 points. As regards what we're watching on these screens this afternoon, Gary, no doubt that West Ham is the match.
Yeah, I mean, it's been incredible. West Brom totally outplayed West Ham, 3-0 up at half-time. You couldn't see a way back for West Ham. They looked depleted, they looked deflated, they looked void of any kind of confidence after that defeat last week as well. And you fear for Avram Grant and his job and West Ham. But whatever's been said at half-time in the dressing room has had great effect. We've said, he's probably mentioned the Newcastle-Arsenal game. They came out the second half a different team.
Goals are flying at Ibrox this afternoon, aren't they? David Healy has got Rangers 6th against Motherwell. Here's Brian McLaughlin.
Yeah, it's been little more than an exercise canter for Rangers this afternoon. Ideal preparations for the Europa League tie against Sporting Lisbon on Thursday night. Stephen Naismith opened his scoring in the first half, then a hat-trick by Nika Jelavic, an own goal by Sean Hutchison, and then David Healy, as you say, his first goal in the blue shirt of Rangers since joining on loan until the end of the season. Rangers have cruised this match throughout. Motherwell a shambles at the back. They lead by 6-0 and still 5 minutes to go. Rangers 6, Motherwell 0.
And that means that Motherwell have conceded 14 goals in just 3 league games against Rangers this season. Next in the SPL to New Douglas Park, Ian Turner at Hamilton Hearts.
Yeah, Hearts still 2 up away to Hamilton, who have yet to win a home league game this season. Stephen Elliott scored his 5th and 6th goals of the season, 1 in each half. And although Accies have been much better in the second half, they've created next to nothing. Hearts in control.
There's been a goal at the Hawthorns. I'm getting a strange feeling of deja vu. Ivan Gaskell.
I swear I've just spotted Bill Murray in the director's box. It's 3-3 here. Absolutely extraordinary. It's been coming ever since half-time. West Ham, once they found their rhythm, they certainly pushed West Brom back. And another Mark Noble delivery had West Brom in all sorts of trouble. It came off Olsen's head. And there was Demba Ba again. He struck it cleanly, a fabulous volley under pressure in his bright, luminous orange boots. You have to be a decent player to wear them. He clearly is. 3-3.
6 for Marlon King. Coventry now 2-0 up on Crystal Palace, and 6 league goals this season for Enoch Shawumni, and Tranmere are 3-0 up at Plymouth. You just muttered great goal for the Demba Ba goal.
Beautiful goal, great finish. I mean, it's they've almost won a gold medal for this. It's been a week of the Olympic Stadium, but it's been an Olympic-like performance in the second half. Hard to imagine Avram Grant being animated in a half-time team talk, but surely he must have been. It's an unrecognisable West Ham team in this second half.
And now, if you're West Brom and at home, there's just nerves everywhere.
Oh, there's fear everywhere. All around the Hawthorns. The fans, are, you know, is this Groundhog Day? Is it going to happen to our team? Every chance.
They could lose this now.
Yeah.
We were going to go to Oakwell. Now, you can see the goal on the video printer. Jason Scotland has got it. Mark Webber can tell us about it.
Barnsley 0, Ipswich Town 1. A new abacus required at Oakwell. The shots on target count going through the roof on this game, but only until now have we seen Jason Scotland pick up from Lee Martin's rebounded shot to get a goal. Unfair for the home team, really, because they've been having loads of goes, multiple failures to score. Some have been great saves, to be fair, but to be honest with you, others should be submitted into the Cow's bottom with a Banjo Award for golden opportunities missed. 0-1.
Go for 4 straight league wins for the first time till 2004, and there's been a goal in the Championship at Cardiff. Scunthorpe are the visitors. Who's got it? Jason Mohammed.
Mark Chapman, it is Say Olafinjana. It's been a long time coming. 5 minutes to go. Heartbreak for Scunthorpe United. They've defended so well. Cardiff City have the best record in the Championship of scoring early on, but they left it very, very late today. Say Olafinjana with a goal.
I actually thought I'd scored then, but then realised I was sat in a TV studio. Leyton Orient 4, Bristol Rovers 1, second of the afternoon for Harry Kane, and the bottom side in League 2 going for only their second home league win in the season. Stockport lead Bury by 2-0. Anthony Elding with that 6 minutes from time. Charlton now 3-1 up on Peterborough. Kelvin Langmead with the goal. 3-1. Also the score at Vicarage Road, but to the visitors, Lizzie Greenwood-Hughes.
Yes, and I think Watford will feel very unlucky. They almost scored in the first minute of the game. Then they went 1-0 down when goalkeeper Scott Loach's clearance rebounded off the back of his own defender Dale Bennett for an own goal. Danny Graham equalised minutes later, and then it was stalemate until Chris Eagles put Burnley up again. And Chris Uraluma, as you said, has just made it 3-1 to Burnley. His first ever away goal for Burnley. Watford have come close twice since. They're really rallying, but at the moment it is still Watford 1, Burnley 3.
Is Mickey Adams on course for his first win as Sheffield United manager? Naz Premji.
He certainly is. Sheffield United 1, Millwall 0. The inspired substitutions of the week award goes to Adams. He brought on Bogdanovic and Cresswell. Bogdanovic brought down, won himself a penalty, picked himself up, scored from the spot, and United hanging on. Sheffield United 1, Millwall 0.
It is very tight at the top of the Championship. As it stands, Leeds will be going 4th this evening. Hamish Marshall.
Yeah, because they lead Bristol City by 2-0 with a goal in each half. Robert Snodgrass, who made his international debut in midweek, got the first as Leeds dominated the opening period. Max Gradle embarrassed David James from close range for the second. It's been more balanced in the second half, but time is running out for Bristol City. They trail Leeds by 2-0.
And next we go to Carrow Road. It's Norwich Reading, and it's a little bit tetchy, Robin Bailey.
It certainly is. We've had a sending off. Karacham was sent off midway through the second half for Reading, so they've been down to 10. They've actually played very well, although Norwich have had the chances to win it. They're still pushing. Here comes the cross. It's just wide, and Norwich have had at least 6 chances like that to score. They've missed a couple of sitters as well. Federici in the Reading goal has been absolutely brilliant. We've even had a coin throwing, I think. The linesman went down down. It was aimed at Ian Hart after all that TV game went a bit west. But at the moment, it's 1-1 here.
And at the same time as it being a bit tetchy there, it's also tetchy at the keep mode. Alan Biggs.
Yeah, we've had a blazing row between the two managers, Steve Cotterill and Sean O'Driscoll, going toe-to-toe on the touchline. It's been a bit petulant, this game. The ball was kicked out after a throw-in. It was kicked out by the Portsmouth manager, Steve Cotterill. O'Driscoll took exception to this, with his side chasing the game 2-0 down, and they were toe-to-toe for about 30 seconds. Fortunately, it was only words they exchanged. No argument that Portsmouth are worth the lead here. Dave Kitson just before the break, Joel Ward just afterwards. Looks like Pompey are on course for their first league win in 10.
Ryan Lowe is Bury's top scorer this season. His 18th league goal has pulled one back at Edgeley Park. Can Stockport hold on? Stockport 2, Bury 1. The game of the day in the Championship, or the one where most goals have come, has been at the Riverside. Andrew James.
Very nearly another goal for Swansea. In fact, they're still attacking now. How they missed the chance to score a winning fourth, I don't really know, Mark. It just ran loose from Scott Sinclair. 3-1 down at half-time. With a penalty and a goal from Ashley Williams, they pulled it back to 3-3, and that's how it is now.
Colchester 2, Swindon 1. Swindon winless in 8. That's going to be 9. Stephen Gillespie right on 90 minutes. And Mickey Adams going for his first win as Sheffield United manager might have been scuppered. Naz Prenji.
He certainly has. Sheffield United 1, Millwall 1. Corner from the right, not defended. Flat tap by Steve Simonson. And there was the old warhorse, Kevin Lisby, off the bench to equalise with moments to go. Sheffield United 1, Millwall 1.
Final whistle has gone at Ibrox. I bet Motherwell were relieved to hear it, Graham McLaughlin.
They certainly were. It finished Rangers 6, Motherwell 0. An easy win for Walter Smith's side as they close the gap in Celtic to just 2 points. Nika Jelavic was the star on show with a hat-trick. The other goals coming from an own goal by Sean Hutchison, Stephen Naismith, and a first goal in a Rangers jersey for David Healy. Rangers 6, Motherwell 0.
And next we're going to go to the KC Stadium. It's Hull against Preston, and this hasn't been the best trip Phil Brown has ever been on. Graham Lloyd.
You're dead right, Mark. Hull 1, Preston 0. The Tigers still ahead thanks to Anthony Gerrard's free header from a corner just before the break. Preston have given it a go without creating too much, and Hull are happy to attack as and when the opportunity arises. A couple of chances for Cameron Stewart, but with 2 minutes left, it's Hull 1, Preston 0.
And next we go to Coventry Crystal Palace. Mark Bishop.
Coventry City 2, Crystal Palace 0. Eddie Boothroyd's side are heading for their first league win since December the 4th. They came flying out of the blocks for the second half. 2-0 it was. Aaron Gunnarsson with a terrific cross out on the left-hand side. King got in front of Paddy McCarthy to bury a bullet header past Speroni. Coventry are flying. They lead by 2-0.
Hamilton aren't flying in the SPL. The final whistle has gone at New Douglas Park. Ian Turner.
Hamilton 0, Hearts 2. A comfortable 3 points for Hearts, and they keep the pressure on the top two. Stephen Elliott helped himself to a double. The first a fine glancing header, the second a slight touch and a Zaliuskis header. Aki's much better in the second half, but in truth Marian Kello in the visitors' goal could have nipped next door to the supermarket to do the weekend shop. Aki's 0, Hearts 2.
Sheffield Wednesday signed Gary Medine from Carlisle. His 11th league goal of the season has got one back for them at Spotland. Rochdale lead by 2-1. It's heading into injury time. Back to Ewood Park. No goals for Richard Askham to tell us about, but a booking for Joey Barton.
Yes, I suppose a game doesn't often go by without a booking for Barton. He's been excellent today, though, as Barton alongside Kevin Nolan really bossing midfield, and Newcastle have been doing more of the attacking in these last few moments as they have been doing for most of the match. Jose Enrique nearly created a chance for Barton, but he couldn't quite get his shot away. Blackburn now with a free kick, but as we go into the dying moments of the game, it's 0-0.
We are going to go to West Brom next. It's all go. I think they very nearly got a winner, didn't they, Ivan Gaskell?
Well, they perhaps should have gone closer. They've had 2 opportunities in the last 3 minutes to put this one away. It's still 3-3 with 5 minutes of added time being played here. We're into the first minute of that, but Peter Odemwingie, when well placed twice, has really just side-footed when he really should have had a real drive at it. He didn't. The natives are so restless, they don't know whether to watch, laugh, cry or hide behind their seat. I feel a bit the same. 3-3.
Clyde were 3-1 up on Elgin. It finished 3-3. They're now just 13 points adrift at the bottom of Scottish Division 3. There's been a late goal at St Andrews. Steve Lee.
Can you believe it? Birmingham 1, Stoke 0, just at the death. Niko Zigic, the 6'6" Serbian, has headed home after an almighty scramble that resulted from a Birmingham free kick. Tony Pulis absolutely furious. Zigic, 6'6" tall. He stands taller than that now. Birmingham 1, Stoke 0.
2 in a week for Nikola Zigic. He got the winner at West Ham, and it looks like he's got the winner at St Andrews. The final whistle has gone at the Emirates. Arsenal keep the pressure on Manchester United. They've beaten Wolves. Roger Johnson has the details.
They've done it by 2-0, and having squandered a 4-goal lead last weekend, Arsenal never looked like conceding anything today. For all Wolves' determination and desire, they failed to muster a shot on target. Arsenal made plenty of chances. Only Robin van Persie was able to take them to composed finishes. And he was one of several players, including Wolves defender Richard Stearman, to bring instinctive reflex saves from Wayne Hennessy in the visitors' goal. He had a fine match. It's Barcelona here next in midweek. Arsenal will chase their Champions League ambitions with their Premier League aspirations intact. They've beaten Wolves here by 2-0.
And next we go to Anfield, where...
Against the bar, Gary Caldwell, the Wigan captain, was lucky to escape a second yellow.
No, don't
There's
tell me.
been a late goal at the Riverside. It was Middlesbrough 3, Swansea 3. What is it now, Andrew James?
Well, Gary may be disappointed, but you've got to feel something for the 100 or so Swansea fans who've made a 650-mile round-trip journey today to see their substitute, Craig Beattie, in the 3rd minute of stoppage time, lash in a rebound from his own original shot, directed it superbly beyond Jason Steele. So from 3-1 down, Swansea have come back to lead. Deep into stoppage time, they lead by 4-3, Mark.
Do you know, sometimes I don't need to say anything. Pictures do it. As it stands, Swansea will be 3rd in the Championship this evening. That's no consolation for Gary. To Oakwell next. Mark Webber's watching Barnsley-Ipswich.
Plug yourself into this ground. The energy is electric. Barnsley 1, Ipswich 1. They've got a late one back. Jacob Mellis had the shot, but I think it hit an Ipswich leg. There goes the final whistle. 1-1.
1-1 there. We're going to go to Blackburn next. Full time there between Blackburn and Newcastle. Richard Askham.
Yes, 15 goals in matches involving these two sides last week. You could have predicted none this week, couldn't you? But there were several moments when it looked as though the deadlock would be broken, particularly from Newcastle, who outpaced the home side throughout, hit the bar through Lovenkrands and brought a worldly out of Paul Robinson from a Fabrizio Colaccini volley. Blackburn were very much out of sorts. They will take a point. Newcastle will probably see it as 2 dropped.
The atmosphere hasn't been great at Carrow Road this afternoon between Norwich and Reading, and now there's a late goal for Robin Bailey to tell us about.
Listen to it now, chappers. They have gone wild here. The last minute of the 4th minute of injury time. Grant Holt has another goal. He's got 14 this season. He was at the far post. The ball came in from the left. Norwich have been pummelling Reading, really. They've had 6-7 chances to win it. Federici in the Reading goal has been brilliant. 10-man Reading have been triumphant, we thought, with a point. But in the end, Holt surely has won this now, 2-1. And there it is, full-time whistle here.
Perfect timing, thank you very much. 2 for Matty Tubbs this afternoon means Crawley have come back from 2 down against Wrexham in the Blue Square Premier. It's 2-2 there. Torquay winning 3-0 against 9-man Barnet. Chris Zabrowski in the 90th minute. Back to the Hawthorns, where everybody can draw breath now. The final whistle has gone. Ivan Gaskell.
Phew, what a game. West Brom's managerial manoeuvres appear to have paid off handsomely as they race to a 3-0 half-time lead. West Ham off to a false start, not even off the blocks, to be honest. In a week such as this, perhaps you might forgive the odd Olympic analogy. I haven't finished yet. Dorrans Thomas on the podium with 2 fine goals. Winston Reid rather dropped the baton as he turned past his own keeper. Right, that's enough. But what a transformation after the break. Demba Ba, inspired, scoring twice, could have had more. Carlton Cole diving in 2. 3-3, deja vu. West Ham, are you Newcastle in disguise?
And we go, we stay in the same city and go from the Hawthorns to St Andrews, where that man is Birmingham's hero for the 2nd weekend on the trot. Here's Steve Lee.
Yes, Birmingham 1, Stoke 0 after the ugliest of matches, the ugliest of finishes. Niko Zigic, 6'6" Serbian, headed home the winner in unbelievable scenes in added time after Cameron and Jerome crossed when Begovic spilled the ball after Bentley's shot. It was his 6th goal of the season. What a priceless one for the Blues, with the game heading for stalemate. It means back-to-back wins for Birmingham after that win at West Ham. Delight for the Blue Noses. The Stoke contingent on their knees after a huge physical battle just slipped out of their grip. Birmingham 1, Stoke 0.
And our final Premier League game to check in.
Gave Blackpool the advantage as we entered the latter stages, receiving a straight red for a two-footed challenge on DJ Campbell. But the home side couldn't force a winner. It ends a run of 5 straight defeats for Blackpool and a hard-fought point for the visitors. 1-1 full-time.
And next to the Championship, where Hamish Marshall watched Leeds beat Bristol City.
Yeah, by 2-0. Simon Grayson will be delighted with the win, but just as much by the clean sheet, as Leeds haven't had as many of them as he'd like on their travels of late. Max Gradle set up Robert Snodgrass for the first, and he scored the second. The Leeds goal came under sustained pressure after that, but a mixture of excellent goalkeeping from Schmeichel and some last-gasp defending and the woodwork see Leeds win here for the first time since 1955, and that's just 1 defeat in 18 league games.
What a comeback for Crawley in the Blue Square Premier. 2-0 down to Wrexham, and Matty Tubbs' hat-trick means they now lead 3-2. In the Championship, QPR and Nottingham Forest meet tomorrow, which means Cardiff's win over Scunthorpe takes them above Forest into second and closes the gap on QPR. Jason Mohammed.
And Mark, they left it very, very late after 17 shots and 85 minutes. Shea Olofinjana headed past Scunthorpe keeper Josh Lillis. A Kumas cross headed across goal from Bothroyd. Olofinjana scoring his 5th of the season. John Parkin had a goal disallowed. Eddie Nolan almost snatched the point at the end, but Tom Heaton saved well. 1-0 it finished here to Cardiff City. QPR and Forest, over to you.
Thank you. So near yet so far for Mickey Adams and Sheffield United this afternoon. Naz Premji.
Sheffield United 1, Millwall 1, Mark. No matter how hard he tries, Mickey Adams can't buy a win. He was so close here. Daniel Bogdanovic with a spot kick after coming off the bench to win that penalty. Gave the Blades a late lead in the second half, but Kevin Lisby was on hand in the right place at the right time, deep into injury time. It was Henry with the corner, Lisby with the finish, and Sheffield United still in trouble, and Mickey Adams still without a win. Sheffield United 1, Millwall 1.
Gary can put his hands over his ears for this next bit. We're going back to Andrew James at the Riverside.
Channel 13 cleared.
Did you pull a plug out then? Hey? Have you just had
Is that what that cable was?
Yeah, well, there you go. Right, let's go to League One, where Gus Poyet's Brighton keep rolling on. Andy Barwell.
Yes, an impressive performance from the League One leaders this afternoon. 2 goals from Glenn Murray, he should have had a hat-trick, and a goal apiece from Chris Wood and substitute Craig Noon put the game beyond doubt before Anthony Sweeney's consolation for Hartlepool, who in truth had a torrid time. Full-time, Brighton 4, Hartlepool 1.
Put that cable down, Gary Pallister. Time for the classified football results now on BBC Two. Here's Tim Gudgin.
And in the Barclays Premier League, Arsenal 2, Wolves 0. Birmingham City 1, Stoke City 0. Blackburn Rovers 0, Newcastle United 0. Blackpool 1, Aston Villa 1. Liverpool 1, Wigan Athletic 1. Manchester United 2, Manchester City 1. Sunderland and Tottenham Hotspur kick off at half an hour at 5:30. West Bromwich Albion 3, West Ham United 3. In the Empire Championship, Barnsley 1, Ipswich Town 1. Bristol City 0, Leeds United 2. Cardiff City 1, Scunthorpe United 0. Coventry City 2, Crystal Palace 1. Derby County and Leicester City kick off at 5:20. Doncaster Rovers 0, Portsmouth 2. Hull City 1, Preston North End 0. Middlesbrough 3, Swansea City 4. Norwich City 2, Reading 1. Sheffield United 1, Millwall 1. And Watford 1, Burnley 3. In the Empire League 1, Brighton Hove Albion 4, Hartlepool United 1. Charlton Athletic 3, Peterborough United 2. Colchester United 2, Swindon Town 1. Dagenham and Redbridge 2, Yeovil Town 1. Huddersfield Town 0, Oldham Athletic 0. Leyton Orient 4, Bristol Rovers 1. Milton Keynes Dons 1, Brentford 1. Notts County 0, Exeter City 2. Plymouth Argyle 1, Tranmere Rovers 3. Rochdale 2, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Southampton 1, Carlisle United 0. And Walsall 0, AFC Bournemouth 1. In League 2, Accrington Stanley's match with Southend United postponed. Aldershot Town 0, Macclesfield Town 0. Barnet 0, Torquay United 3. Bradford City 1, Wycombe Wanderers 0. Cheltenham Town 0, Hereford United 3. Crewe Alexandra 1, Gillingham 1. Lincoln City 2, Morecambe 0. Oxford United 2, Rotherham United 1. Port Vale 1, Northampton Town 1. Shrewsbury Town 1, Stevenage 0. Stockport County 2, Bury 1. In the Blue Square Premier, AFC Wimbledon 1, York City 0. Bath City 2, Tamworth 0. And latest score in the Crawley Town Wrexham match, Crawley Town 3, Wrexham 2. Darlington 6, Eastbourne Borough 1. Grimsby Town 1, Cambridge United 1. Histon 0, Hayes and Yeading United 1. Kettering Town 1, Barrow 1. Kidderminster 2, Altrincham 1. Luton Town 1, Fleetwood Town 3. Mansfield Town and Newport County have an evening kick-off. Rushton and Diamonds 0, Gateshead 2. And Southport 4, Forest Green Rovers 0. In the Clydesdale Bank Scottish Premier League, Hamilton Academical 0, Hearts 2. Hibernian 2, Kilmarnock 1. Rangers 6, Motherwell 0. St Johnstone's match with Aberdeen postponed because of a waterlogged pitch. St Mirren 3, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 3. In the Iron Brew Scottish Division 1, Cowdenbeath 0, Dunfermline Athletic 4. Dundee 2, Wraith Rovers 1. Falkirk 1, Greenock Morton 0. Queen of the South 3, Partick Thistle 3. And Ross County 0, Stirling Albion 0. Scottish Div 2, Alloa Athletic 0, Forfar Athletic 3. Ayr United 0, Livingston 3. Brechin City 3, Peterhead 1. Dumbarton 1, Airdrie United 1. Stenhouse Muir 0, East Fife 2. And in Scottish Div 3, Albion Rovers 2, East Stirlingshire 0. Berwick Rangers 2, Annan Athletic 3. Clyde 3, Elgin City 3. Queen's Park 1, Arbroath 1. And Stranraer 2, Montrose 2. In the Welsh Premier, Haverfordwest 0, Aberystwyth Town 0. Llanelli 4, Carmarthen Town 1. Newtown 2, the New Saints 2. In the Carling Premiership, Newry City 0, Cliftonville 2.
And One Lake kick-off for you. Crawley Town 3, Wrexham 2. Blue Square Bet Premier, that game still going on. This is finished, though, in the rugby. In the Six Nations, England thrashed Italy 59 points to 13. 4 of England's 8 tries scored by Chris Ashton. Hopefully, at least one of them he went over in the similar manner to how he did in Cardiff. Scotland against Wales is on BBC One now. Pointless at the moment. Tomorrow, 2:30, BBC One. Ireland, who scraped past Italy in that first game, host the French. So after all those football results, here are the tables for you this Saturday tea time. Manchester United retain their 4-point advantage over Arsenal in what increasingly looks like a 2-horse race for the Premier League title. Manchester City 8 off the top, but will stay third no matter how Chelsea and Spurs fare in their matches. Sunderland can move above Liverpool into 6th by beating Spurs this evening. Wolves return to the foot of the table as a result of West Ham's comeback at West Brom. Wigan remain in the relegation zone as the situation continues to look wobbly for the sides beginning with W. Blackpool and Villa each drop a place, with Birmingham up to 14th. The table's brought to you in association with Sesame Street. In the Championship, QPR and Nottingham Forest play tomorrow at Loftus Road. Their promotion rivals all won today. Cardiff have replaced Forest in the second automatic promotion position thanks to a 1-0 win over Scunthorpe. Norwich's last-gasp victory over Reading lifts them up a place to third. Swansea are fourth after their dramatic 4-3 win at Middlesbrough. Leeds complete the playoff places after winning 2-0 at Bristol City. Preston remained 3 adrift of Scunthorpe after both sides lost at the bottom. Sheffield United conceded a late equaliser against Millwall. Their 1-1 draw means they're 3 points from safety. Brighton's strong promotion push continues in League One. The leaders remain 3 clear with 2 games in hand after beating Hartlepool 4-1. Nearest challengers Bournemouth won 1-0 at lowly Walsall. Third place Huddersfield lost a bit of ground with a goalless draw at home to promotion rivals Oldham. Bristol Rovers have slipped to the foot of the table after a 4-1 thumping at Leyton Orient. That's 5 defeats on the spin for Dave Penny's side. They're below Walsall on goal difference. Dagenham and Redbridge are off the bottom thanks to their 2-1 win over Yeovil, but they are 4 points off safety. Leaders Chesterfield lost at Burton last night in League Two, but they still have a healthy 4-point lead. Shrewsbury are their nearest challengers. They're up to second after beating Stevenage, their 4th win in a row. Wickham dropped to third after losing 1-0 at Bradford. They do have games in hand, though. Rotherham, Bury, Gillingham and Port Vale occupying the playoff places. Stockport have climbed off the foot of the table after beating Bury 2-1, only their 2nd home win of the season. Barnet are now the league's bottom side, beaten 3-0 at home by Torquay. AFC Wimbledon look like they'll remain 4 clear of Crawley, who are winning their match in a delayed kick-off. It's just finished, I'm told, so they've won 3-2. Luton suffered a home defeat by fellow promotion hopefuls Fleetwood. The bottom 3 all lost, allowing Hayes and Yedding to open up a gap over them after winning at Histon. Barrow earned a point to stay out of the bottom 4. And in the SPL, leaders Celtic play tomorrow. Rangers closed the gap to 2 points with a 6-0 thrashing of Motherwell. Third place Hearts doing their best to stay in touch. They won 2-0 at Hamilton, who remain rooted to the bottom. They're the tables. These are the headlines from the Premier League this Saturday. Rooney reigns supreme. The forward scores with a sumptuous overhead kick. Arsenal are reliant on Robin to bolster their title chances. Van Persie scores twice to take his tally to 10 in 7 league games. Wolves return to the foot of the table. Liverpool. West Brom, watched by Roy Hodgson, let West Ham back into it. New signing Demba Ba marks his full debut with 2 goals as the Hammers come from 3 down. A game that rarely hit the heights is settled by someone with a head for them. The Premier League's tallest player, Nikola Zigic, jumps highest to pinch the points for Birmingham. Blackpool end, and there were 15 goals in the matches involving these 2 teams last weekend, but they can't manage one between them at Ewood Park. Peter Lovenkrantz and Roque Santa Cruz come closest, both rattling the woodwork. Let's speak to Martin Fisher at the Hawthorns, commentating on this game for Match of the Day, 10:30 tonight on BBC One. Martin, I wonder what Roy Hodgson sat in the stands made of the side that he's about to take over.
I'll tell you what, Mark, it's a good job we didn't go home at half-time, because defensively, second half, West Bromwich Albion were as bad as West Ham United were in the first half, and believe me, that is bad. 51 goals now West Bromwich Albion have conceded this season. That is the worst in the Premier League. Roy Hodgson, of course, prides himself on organising the defence, particularly. That was the key part of what he did at Fulham over that 2.5-year period. And I guess that first thing Monday morning, he will be drilling his team, because defensively, well, both teams were absolutely shocking. It could have been 6-6 today. And West Ham will get more of a boost than West Brom then, out of a point. Well, I guess so, because the way the game finished, they finish on a high, don't they? They feel as though, well, that game showed great character on our part. But first half, they were all over the place, and West Bromwich Albion just walked through them. They were 2 up after 7 minutes. They had what I thought was a good penalty shout disallowed as well. West Brom should have been home and dry by half-time, but the fact is they can't keep clean sheets. There was always that glimmer of an opportunity for West Ham, and with Scott Parker probing as he does, Demba Ba looked very lively, very strong up front. He was excellent, as too was Carlton Cole. And when Freddie Keown came on as a substitute in the second half, the first touch that he had set up the second goal. And if that game had had another 10 minutes in it, you probably would have backed West Ham United to win the game. It was astonishing to watch, fantastic to watch. It should be a good viewing tonight on Match of the Day.
Martin, thank you very much. Match of the Day, 10:30 on BBC One this evening. The highlight, though, of the afternoon for both of you were very quick. Wayne Rooney's overhead kick.
Spectacular, it's worth seeing.
West Ham comeback.
Yeah, you weren't going to go. You weren't going to go for a Manchester United goal, were you, Martin? 6:06 this evening on 5 Live is at 6:45. Join us for that. The rugby's on BBC One from BBC Two. Bye bye.